This conference will now be recorded.
Well, good morning. Today is January 20th, 2021, and the topic of discussion today is going to be how to effectively blog. So what I'm going to do to start with is to share with you what I do when I blog, and I blog all the time. It is how we are recognized on the internet. It's how I get people to come to our website. It's a very effective way of being seen. And to blog, yeah, one of the best things, one of the things you have to have in order to blog is you have to have a website of some sort to blog from. It could be a WordPress website. It could be one of our subdomain websites connected with our company website. And most of us, that's what kind of website we do have. You have blogging capability connected with your subdomain website. If you don't have it set up, and you don't have like a search button on your website to blog, please contact me if you are interested in having this added, because we can definitely go into your website and make sure it happens. So I blog all the time, and you guys all know that. You've seen my blogs. I share them. One of the things that I do like to do is to show you on our company website the blog page. It's right here, the blog button. And the blogs that we do are all categorized. This is the blog from yesterday. Now, I did not personally write this particular blog. This came from Keeping Current Matters, which we have a subscription to, but every Keeping Current Matter I can edit and add some stuff that's more pertinent to Central Oregon and to our website. We've had 41 views on this, which was posted yesterday. This one from 88, things to avoid after a mortgage. These are all things that we blog about. This is one that we wrote. This is actually Emily and Brittany's blog about places they go to eat. And this one has had 160 views. This blog that I wrote, this is basically sharing our newsletter. This is the one that usually gets a lot of hits. And this is the one I wrote about trends in Bend, Oregon real estate. It's looking at 2020 trends, 2021 predictions, and so far it's had 346 views. Again, writing a blog is a wonderful thing to do, but to get it seen is totally another thing. And you have to write your blog and in a way that people do recognize it and see it. So I'm going to go back into our company back end, and this is the blog section where you yourself can write blogs if you have a subdomain website. And Sheila has written one 6 days ago. She wrote one about Tree Farm or Westgate Luxury residential lots. I can see all that. She's also written one. She just shared one that I had written, and that's totally fine. Anything I write, you can share. I have a couple ones here that have not yet been published, but this is the one I wanted to go over. I'm writing a blog now about Redmond, Oregon real estate, about the 2020 market trends. Where do I find the information that I use? It's right here. And I have shared InfoSparks with you a lot. It's on Flex. It's called InfoSparks. It's a section of our MLS. You click onto it. You can utilize it to find all kinds of information. I typically blog about things that are like all price ranges. I look at things connected with single family. I look at less than an acre in size. These are things that I think are extremely important to look at. I look at, besides the city here, you can pull up information on individual subdivisions. So this is something I would recommend you do if you are interested at all in being known as an expert in a particular subdivision. Find a subdivision that really pertains to you, something that you may have actually been selling property in, or you're interested in taking over part of that market share. Find a subdivision that is of interest to you. It could be like Northwest Crossing, it could be Broken Top, Tethro, something on the east side of town, Oak Tree, something that can give you some credibility. Start blogging about what's happening with market trends in that area. It's something that you could stand out as being someone who really understands this. So I've done classes before on how to utilize InfoSparks, but doesn't change the fact that if you want to have more information on utilizing InfoSparks, I have had separate classes we've had on that, and there are recordings on it, or I'd be happy to work one-on-one with you on how to be really effective in working through InfoSparks and making sure your information is pertinent and how to really put it out there. Anyway, let's go back here to where you blog. So I'm going to go here and into the editing section. And I started this yesterday, just so I didn't have to pull up all the data. Now, I went to InfoSparks. I wrote down for Redmond single-family sales on less than an acre from 2020, and comparing all of 2020 with all of 2019. I wrote that information down from InfoSparks. So I have here, you know, like numbers of new listings, pending sales. So I had all this information, I wrote it down, and then what I did is I started writing it in here. Now, when you write a blog, especially something that's pertinent to real estate, it's important to have your title say right what it is. So I have right in here, Redmond, Oregon Real Estate, and then I have a dash 2020 market trends. What's important about that is these are really keywords that when you put it out in the internet, Google and Bing and all the search engines love to see Redmond, Oregon real estate. If you're writing about a specific city, you will find that the specific city is one of the key keywords that you're looking for search engine optimization. Redmond real estate, Redmond, Oregon real estate. If you just say Redmond real estate, it may be confused with Redmond, Washington. So adding some stuff connected with the state is important for Redmond, Oregon. What I do here is I have categories I had set up here. I have set up a search engine or a search category for Redmond, Oregon real estate trends. I've set that up. I don't blog about Redmond a lot, but I do try to do it about once a quarter, and it's important to have these already set up. So here's my category, my header. Now, when I start writing about Redmond, there are things called our formatting that we do in here. You have, when you write a blog, you have a H1 header, H2 header, H3 header, H4 header, bold text, emphasis, highlighting, things like that that you can do. When you do this, a blog shouldn't have more than one H1 header. And it shouldn't have more than a couple of H2 if you want to continue to have like some headers in there. So what I'm going to do right here is I just wrote H1 header. I used the formatter, and I'm going to actually write what my header should be. And I could say Redmond, here's another SEO thing, real estate trends, reflect great interest. That's something that's very true. Redmond real estate trends reflect great interest. Lots of buyers in Redmond. Something else I think is extremely important to have in each of your blog is graphics and photos. So typically under my H1 header, and this is my H1 header, I will insert a graphic or a picture of some sort. So what I'm going to do here is hit this little button. If you've never utilized these tools when you write a blog, it's real important. This is like alignment left, align center, alignment right, justify. These are the bullet list. I use the bullet list right here. You can have numbered list. This is a table. And when you use this, I use the table all the time to put in pictures. So let me show you how that actually works. I'm going to insert a table, maybe something like this. So and I pull this table across like this. And you can see I have 3 sections put in here. I could put 3 different pictures in here, and they would be totally spaced appropriately based upon this table. It's kind of a nice tool, but I'm not using that in this particular blog. I'm just going to use a single picture. So I'm going to hit this button here to insert a picture. I'm going to look for the picture. Now, this is taking me back into my library of pictures I've already used in our website. Or I can upload a fresh picture from my computer using this button. In this case, I'm going to go to something I've already used in the past. It's called Redmond. And here's everything I have that was categorized as Redmond. This particular picture, I think is really good. Now, I happen to know that the dimensions for my website could not handle a 2,000 pixel picture, but it can handle a 999. So I just know that because I've done this plenty of times. So I'm going to call this Redmond Real Estate picture something. And again, you like to put into your picture search engine optimization words, Redmond Real Estate, or you may want to put in, if you're doing a subdivision, Northwest Crossing Real Estate, something. You call your picture. So again, the picture has a name, and when it goes out there in the world, not only does the blog have a name, but all the images do as well. So I'm going to say yes. Where did the picture go? Oh, I didn't have it formatted correctly. Sorry about that. Insert my picture, find it again, Redmond. Insert. $9.99. There it is. So now it's all in there. Here's my picture of Redmond Real Estate. Now, because it's highlighted right now, I could move it to the right. I can move it to the left. I typically would move it to the left. And again, it's not working well. I don't know what's going on. I never have any issues when I do this. Let me try it one more time. There we go. Now it's right. Okay, so now I have my picture in here. And it looks really good. I'm happy with the look of the picture. It fills the screen. Anytime you're blogging in here, you should save your changes periodically as you go through. On the off chance you accidentally get out of this section, if you don't save it, when you come back, all that work will be gone. If you also click this button right here, it says Redmond, Oregon Real Estate Market Trends, you click it, you can see how your blog is coming along. This is what it looks like right now. So far, so good. It looks really good on the blog page, but you can see it's unpublished. So I'm going to go back here again to the blog, and I'm going to start doing some more stuff. So I have my categories right now as I normally had set up. I told you I have all that information I pulled from InfoSparks up here. I'm also using, as I write my blog, keywords. So I have Redmond, Oregon, as thought as a more affordable option to Ben. When we represent buyers looking to sell in Central Oregon, Redmond often becomes their choice. It has to make sense though. You just can't stuff a picture, stuff a blog with words. It has to make sense. And Redmond is growing with over 500 new construction homes, either sold, pending, or active in MLS over the past 12 months. This information I pulled off of MLS. I did a search on Redmond over the last 12 months and found there actually are over 500 homes that either were active, pending, or sold in the 12 months that were built from 2020 or sooner. And that information I actually asterisks because I need to cite where I got that data. The same thing true as all of this other stuff too. So I'm comparing Redmond single family homes of less than an acre from 2020 with those from 2019, and the following can be noted. Average sales price up. All that information I pulled off of InfoSparks I just put in here. Now I'm done with that first section. Now the next thing is I'm going to put in my H2 header. And my H2 header is going to be, again, it's not as prominent as my H1 header, but it's important information. Our predictions for Redmond real estate sales in 2021. So, and that's important information too. I'm using keywords Redmond real estate sales. It's a little different than what I had in my H1 header. Redmond, sometimes it will actually do something like this, Redmond OR real estate trends reflect great interest, because I already have in the title Redmond, Oregon. So I don't want to use the same thing over and over, but I do want to have it point out certain of the important search engine optimization words. So this is, again, our predictions of Redmond real estate sales in 2021. the average price now going up. And now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to insert another image. What I did was I did a cut and paste of the InfoSparks, one of those graphics, and I have it saved. Now this time, I don't have it saved yet in my library for the website, but I have it on I have it somewhere else. So I'm going to go to upload it. I'm going to find it in my documents here, and I have a category called graphics that I've been putting stuff in there forever. And I'm going to find the graphics here that I put in yesterday called Redmond Real Estate 2020 versus 2019. Putting that in, upload it. And once this turns to 100%, takes a little time to get it up there, we should be able to open it. Close, insert, close. Excuse me, it's in here now. And it was this one. And again, I'm going to have to make it smaller, 999, and it constrain the portions, and now it's there. So December dollar volume of closed sales, and it's going to show you that comparing these big increase. This is also citing that information where the data comes from. All data from the MLS of Central Oregon. I think it's also very important because that little asterisk I added here, I need to also put the asterisk down here, citing my information from Central Oregon MLS. The other thing I did in my blog, and this is something you can do as well, and I think this is really good information. This information I pulled up here with the average price of a Bend, Oregon home now over $600,000. Buyers in Central Oregon find that Redmond offers wonderful homes at a price. Where did I get that information? Well, that was from information I pulled from a previous blog. These little things right here give you a hyperlink. And what I like with that, it's linking to another blog that you've written. So I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to hit this. And this is the text to display. I'm going to go back to my blog on what's going on with Bend, Oregon real estate. I am copying the URL of this, and now I'm inserting it right here. And now, if I did this too fast, let me know, but this is basically how I'm backlinking to something. And I'm going to say that my target is a new window, and it's okay now. So now I have hyperlinked that particular line. And how does that look? Well, first of all, I'm going to save my changes. Now I'm going to look at this unpublished page, because everything now I've done, remember I added the OR here? Here's my hyperlink. It's right here. It's hyperlinked with a different color. If someone clicks on it, they will now go to that blog. So that's how you would do a hyperlink. Again, you use this thing. If I wanted to get rid of it, I would remove the link by highlighting it and then removing that. So these are just great little tools that you can use in your blog. My blog is pretty well finished with a couple of exceptions. And this is an important component that you need to add here. The meta keywords, the meta description, and the blog tags, plus uploading a photo. And you need to upload a photo here. This is the photo that will show up on social media. So when you share your blog to Facebook or to Twitter, or even if you want to share your blog to anything else social media, it's important that you have a photo uploaded here. So how do I get a photo there? typically I would have a photo saved somewhere. So I'm going to save that particular photo. I can't do it right there. I got to actually have a fresh photo that I put in here. And I just saved that. It's now in my downloads. And I can just pull it across here and upload it. And as soon as it's done, that is the photo that's going to show up in social media. Now, what is the meta tag? Meta tag are words, keywords that, again, the Google search engines, the Bing search engines, all the little spiders that crawl around will look at to help us have this blog be really recognized and seen. So what I'm going to write in here, Redmond, Oregon real estate, Redmond OR real estate trends. Anything else I've written in here? It'll be Central Oregon, Redmond single family home sales. It's in my blog right there. I'm going to look at things like pending sales, new listings, Redmond real estate sales. And I also had talked about Bend, Oregon home. Bend, Oregon home. So words that reflect kind of the gist of what you're writing about here, real important that they're in here. And then I use the exact same meta keywords, control copy in my tags. Same thing, they're there. My meta description, this is the description when I share it that shows up out there in the blog world. So the description, it has to make sense. You just don't stuff it full of words. You actually have to write something that makes sense. So Redmond, Oregon, real estate sales reflected a very strong seller's market in 2020 with prices rising and inventory, and I should say, and lack of inventory an issue. So again, words that are important for people to see: Redmond, Oregon real estate, prices rising, lack of inventory, seller's market. I would probably have one more line in here, something along the lines of, we predict sales will remain strong in 2021 for Redmond real estate. So again, I have Redmond, Oregon real estate at the beginning, right up here, Redmond real estate at the end. Really good stuff. So I think this is really done. Save my changes. Now the next thing is to publish. So I'm going to hit my publish button. It has now been published. Save my changes. Let's go back again. It's been published now, so I'm going to refresh. And you can see this is now up and on our website. It's been done. So it doesn't take that long when you get the flow going. Most of your work and your efforts are spent on just doing your research to make sure you have something logical to discuss, gathering pictures. This picture I've had for some time, went out there and took this picture so I can use it multiple times. If you're looking for a good picture, make sure, you can find all kinds of things on the internet, but make sure you have the rights to use it. If you don't have the rights to use it, you can get in big trouble. You can be sued. So it's either a photo you have taken yourself or a photo you have purchased. There's plenty of pictures you can purchase on the internet that have pertinent information, might pertain to your property. People will sometimes take things off the MLS. Don't ever do that without permission, and use anything that's on MLS without the listing broker's permission. Don't ever do that. Again, you can purchase things, and some of these photos that you purchase may cost just a couple of dollars. It's not that much money. Now our blog has been published. How do we share it? See this button right here? It says share. Click share. You will have a pop-up come up here. I can share it to Facebook, to Twitter, Google Plus has been done away with, so we can't share it with that. But you can also share it with email here. Send this information, the blog you wrote, to a friend. I think this is one of the best ways to share it on Facebook. So I'm going to hit this share it on Facebook. I click this button, I get a pop-up, and now here it says it's ready to be shared. This is the meta description I wrote. This is what's being shared on social media. Now, when you hit that button the first time, sometimes the photo won't pop up. If the photo does not pop up, X out of that and do it again. Usually the second time the photo will pop up. If you don't have a photo showing up here and you share it to social media, your post will not have a photo. So make sure the photo is here before you actually share it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share it to a page I manage. By default, it goes to my personal page. Instead of that, I want it to go to the business page. So I have 3 business pages, and I'm going to do this one, Ben Premier Real Estate. Now I have my meta tag here, or my meta description, but I'm going to have to say something on social media. And so I'm going to say here, wondering what, and I'm going to tag things here. You know how to tag other pages here? You use a little ampersand sign, and I'm going to say Redmond, Oregon. And there should be something popping up here with Redmond, Oregon. Redmond, Oregon. So Redmond, Oregon is, I'm trying to get the city. City of, there we go. So I'm tagging the city. And they have a fairly good following. They have over 4,000 members. When I'm posting about Bend, I'm always tagging Bend, Oregon. There's over 40,000 people. So when I tag it, it'll show up in their feed. And so that's the way I'm trying to maximize people potentially seeing it. If you're writing a blog about a subdivision, tag that subdivision. See if they actually may have a social media page. I know Northwest Crossing does. I know Tethro does. I mean, a number of the subdivisions do have a social media page. Try tagging the page. The potential is anyone who has interest in that subdivision may see your post that way. So wondering what the city of Redmond, Oregon real estate sales were in 2020. Wondering what we predict they will be like in 2021. Our blog, oops, I hit the wrong button here. Our blog looks at these trends. And that's pretty simple. Now I will often hashtag things as well. Redmond real estate. Again, trying to get this out as much as possible. Redmond, Oregon real estate. Home sales in Redmond, Oregon. Now I'm going to post it. That's the first sharing I've done of this particular blog. So that is now on Facebook. It is now in our company website. Where else can I put it? LinkedIn. It's a great place to do it. In LinkedIn, we do have a company page. Excuse me. I hit the wrong button here. So I'm going to post to the company page here. And with that, the simplest way of doing it, you do a paste of the URL. Okay, where's LinkedIn again? Is that it? Nope. 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 What happened to my LinkedIn page? I might have to go again to it. Oh, I can't see because I don't know if you can see better than me because at the top all the stuff is hidden behind the GoToMeeting stuff. Not there. Get all my, here we go. There we go. Back here. Back to the company page. Simple with this one. All you do here, start a post. I just hit my copy. There we go. Paste. Paste. There we go. And now, there it is. Once it's pasted here, you can eliminate this at the top and just write Redmond, Oregon, single family home sales were strong in 2020, and we predict a strong 2021. Our blog looks at the figures. And again, I can add hashtags. LinkedIn automatically pops up some that I think that work. Home ownership. And again, you can put on your own unique ones too. Redmond real estate. And then post it. And then it's going to show up there. So if someone is on LinkedIn, they click on this, they're back on your website. So I've shown you LinkedIn, I've showed you Facebook. Same thing, you can do this. You'd have to save the URL in your phone and then share it onto an Instagram page, but you can do the same thing that way as well. Now, Facebook and Instagram in some cases do link together, but that's kind of in a gist how you can make some of this stuff happen. The other place I share a lot of our blogs like this are on the business page. This is the company business page, the Google My Business. And if you go and you Google Ben Premier Real Estate, the page shows, this is how I put things onto that page. I can add an update, and that's what I'm doing right here. First thing I'm going to do is add my picture, the same picture from before, which I shared on my desktop. Here it is. And now I'm going to write my post, which is just a couple lines. Wondering what Redmond real estate sales were in 2020. Our blog looks at the figures. Then I'm going to add a button, learn more, and again, my URL, published. And now that it's published, here it is. So if I went in to look for Ben Premier Real Estate, this is here. So let's go to Google. Let's do a Google search. Ben Premier Real Estate. And I'm seeing this from a management aspect, just the general public looking at it. Here's my post that I just did. So that's another place that I can share these sort of things. I share just original content on the company page. I don't share things I get from other sources. But this is just kind of how you, in essence, get the stuff out there. One of the things I think is so important for people to recognize is when you actually have a new listing. This, to me, is one of the no-brainers. Say you have a new listing in Aubrey Glen. Say one of these properties here. Say this is your listing. You find it on your subdomain website. This is your list. Say this is your listing. I want to share that. So you say you're going to share it. Again, the same thing we said before on Facebook. I'm going to share it on Facebook. Now you see this time the picture didn't show. So I'm going to X out of that and do it a second time. Now it's there. And I'm going to share it. And once I shared it on my social media platforms and out there on LinkedIn and all these other places, from this way, if anyone clicks on it, they are on your website. This is how you get these things out there to the world. They're on your website. They're using your website to read about that property. And now they may be using your website to look for other things as well. So this is how you get that website out there, is how you start adding credibility, blogging and writing about things that are important in real estate. You can blog not only about trends or what's happening in this particular neighborhood, but you can also blog about things to look out for when you are starting the home buying process. 5 things that are important to think about: pre-approval. There are so many blog categories you can look up. So say I want some information on, let me go back here to, and let me get out of here, open up another window here. That one. Just say I want to do real estate blog topics. Here we go. Here are all kinds of things you can blog about. So if I look it up, there are things such as blogging about local area properties. Again, this is the best way to establish yourself in the online real estate world. If you want to be the expert who knows everything there is to know about a particular subdivision, start blogging about it. Find out about the schools in the area. Find out about, and use those keywords every time about that subdivision. What's happening in Oak Tree Village? What's happening in River's Edge Village? What's happening with the real estate sales in Aubrey Park? You want to be known as the expert who knows everything there is to know about. So blog about even new properties that hit the market if they're not yours. And you can still share that information out there through your website, like I just showed you, and say, interested about this property? See me, I can help you. Interested in buying this property? Talk to me about it. These are things you can look at: local area properties, luxury properties, affordable properties, housing trends, types of property locally, client testimonials. If you have a great testimonial, you want to share it into the world, share that out there. First-time buyers, things for information for first-time buyers, how to know you're getting a good price. These are all, so again, these are blog topics. There's all kinds of things. I mean, the list is endless about what you can blog about. Fresh content, using interesting words, putting in keys, the H1 headers, the H2 headers that give you credibility. That's all an important thing to be doing to get yourself out there to the world. I'm hoping I'm making a lot of sense about this. Does anyone have questions about anything? Anything that you're interested in about with a chatting or to ask further information? Did I go too fast over anything? Is there something you want me to go back on and go over it again to show you how we do this?
Can you,
Yeah, Colleen?
on the tagging,
Uh-huh.
could you go over that again, real?
Tagging like on Facebook?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. So when you're posting a blog on Facebook, so let me go to Facebook. So I'm on the company page on Facebook. and it's slowly opening. There we go. So here's the blog you can see the blog we just wrote. Here it is. And so you can see I've already had 8 engagements on it. I have 1 like. I don't know who Christopher Scully is, but he's seen this. When I write a blog, so say I'm starting a new post, create a new post. So I say, wondering what home sales in, see, use the @ so that's the, it's the ampersand off your keyboard in Northwest Crossing. There we go. So it's a category that obviously is seen. You can see there's a whole bunch of things here. There's Northwest Crossing in Bend, Oregon. I've used this one a number of times because this is the official thing. And it has 3.2 thousand people. So wondering what home sales Northwest Crossing, Bend, Oregon are like now. So that would be how you tag. I also, when I post information on your new listings, I tag you guys if you have a page. For instance, great new listing of at Colleen Dillingham. There you go. I find you and make sure I do the one that's related to your real estate, Dillingham broker. And that's how that particular post shows up on your page as well. Does that answer that question? Colleen, did that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Yeah, and again, the more you can tag, the more likely you are for someone else out there to see things, which is why when I go back into our company blog page, now this one we just posted about Redmond, it's already had 14 views. And we just posted that like 15 minutes ago. So it's already out there. I posted it on LinkedIn, I posted it on the company business page, and I posted it on Facebook. And other places I will post these things are, there's a company called Realty Times. It's a kind of a news thing out there. I will post my market trend reports on Realty Times. I also post them on Active Rain, which is it's just search. It's kind of a chat for realtors and people involved in real estate across the world, but you also blog on it. And I've been doing all of our market trends on there for years. I also will post on there my hikes. The reason I blog about hikes, it's not because hikes are related to real estate, obviously, but I blog about these things because people like them. And you can see this one I did about White's Canyon Preserve, which I did January 6th. I've had 299 views on it. It gets people onto our website. So not only do you blog about things of real estate related topics, which are extremely important, but also things that make you a human being. And people will relate to those things and come to your blog page because they have interest. This one we did about Bessie Butte to Kelsey Butte, 364 pages. This one about Cush Falls, it's had 604 views. The one to Cove Pot, these are just in the last month, 334 views. So this one about the John Day fossil beds, 450. It's, again, a way people will see you. And when I share these ones, I'm tagging White's Canyon Preserve. I'm tagging Sisters, Oregon, because this is outside of Sisters, Oregon. I'm tagging hikes in Central Oregon. I'm tagging all these sort of things, and you will find over time, when you just put in things like hikes in Central Oregon, some of my blogs are up there. You know, so people who are looking for things not related to real estate are finding our company website through these additional things. The one we did about Ben's Best Bites, that's Brittany's and Emily's things. It's one about Little Taste of Detroit that we did January 14th. That's had 161 views. People who are looking at places to eat in Central Oregon, places to eat in Bend. That's how I'm tagging things like that. A bite, a drink, a wonderful fire, 81 views. Fresh, 407, Traveling Brooks Alley. I mean, that one has, these are being seen. And regardless of how you are seen out there in the world, getting people to your website is wonderful. Getting them to see the website and then to start searching for Crooked River Ranch properties on your website and registering on the website because I want to see more about this. This is how we generate our leads. So you can do the same sort of thing on your personal subdomain website. It's to get people to see you. And again, if you are putting your personal subdomain website out there in this same way, any lead that comes on that website never rotates, it stays with you. That's just how our system with our website works. Any further questions on this? Because I'm happy to go over this I went through it fast. I hope I did it slow enough that everyone would understand what I'm talking about with H1 headers, H2 headers, putting in the proper meta words, meta keywords, and the meta description, and then sharing it. Anyone else have questions on this? Again, if you do not have a blog set up on your subdomain website and you want one, see us because we would be happy to set it up. As I said, I have people who are blogging. Sheila is starting to do this. Jane has been doing this. But outside of Jane and Sheila, I think Tina did some a while ago, but not too many people are blogging. That's okay. If you don't want to blog, if it's not for you, that's okay. But I really think blogging is among the best ways of getting people to see you. So with that in mind, anything else, guys? Anything totally non-related to blogging? Do you have any questions on anything else? I do want to share with you because I know we had that survey went out because I wanted to know what you guys are thinking for technology for 2021. And just to give you a heads up of what's happening with our mobile app. The mobile app, as Brittany shared, is what's happening is the company, even though it's super popular around the world for the company that hosts our mobile app, it is going out of business. And it's been bought out and they're closing that division. So I had to search for another mobile app. And this mobile app that we are getting is really super, super good. It is, it's got more of a Zillow style search and really effective. If you just want to try it out for yourself, the company that we're working with, and I'm just at the process of getting everything set up for the, I'm getting it all together on the contract and just the last little bit of negotiations. But it's called Home Smart, I believe, Home Smart. You can find it in the App Store. Obviously, you put it in there. You can't see anything locally because they're not in our area yet. But you can look up Washington in Seattle. You can do it Southern California. It's all over in those areas. They're just now picking up a whole bunch of people who've also been given the termination notice from Smarter Agent, and they are picking up new market area. But it's going to be a Zillow style search app that again is totally branded to each agent, and it has lead capture on it, and it's a very nice search app. I think it's the next step up from where we are, and there's a lot of good training connected with it too. So as soon as we get this set up, we'll have it set up in the next couple of months. Our existing mobile app is good until March, and so it should happen at the point when we lose that app, we'll have this new app ready to go. Anything else, guys? Haves or wants? We all want more inventory. if no one else has anything, I'm going to go ahead and stop the meeting here. But if, again, you have further questions, want more details on how to effectively blog, just connect with me. I'm happy to help you on this. My goal here is to help you build your business. And I think personally, blogging is one of the best ways you can do that to reach new people outside of touching your past clients. Touching your past clients, your sphere of influence, your friends and family is the #1 way to build your business. Your best future business comes from your past business. But if you're trying to break into a new area or want to be known as an expert in a particular subdivision, I personally would not be blogging about, if I were you, blogging about Bend real estate trends. I mean, you're a small person compared with all the work, a lot of the bigger companies, what I've been doing over the years. It's going to take some time for you to be seen up on the first page, but pick a subdivision or pick a type of thing that you want to be known as the expert in. Pick an area, so when people are out there wanting to know about oak tree homes for sale, your website pops up at the top because you have become known over time as the expert in oak tree homes. So that would be my suggestion. And again, happy to help you with anything connected with that. And if that's it, have a great day, guys, and feel free to let me know if you have questions on any of this. I'm happy to meet individually with you. If you don't want to meet in person, we can do it through a GoToMeeting. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.